Welcome to this Photoshop in 30 Seconds tutorial brought to you by tutvid.com. We try to take a look at some feature tips, something in Photoshop in about 30 seconds. It's pretty much always longer than that, though. Today we're going to look at the Content-Aware Move tool. Now, the hotkey here is the letter J, just like everything else in this little menu. Content-Aware Move. It's a pretty simple tool. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not always incredibly effective. It really is going to depend on the image that you're using. It's not a tool that I go to very much, but I want to give you the option of using it and show you how it's used. First and foremost, it basically works. You drag a selection around something that you want to move, right? And then you're able to click and drag this and move it anywhere. And in theory, Photoshop is going to blend like her, right? It's going to blend her into this spot and fill the old spot automatically. You can see we move it over. It says, hey, do you want any last minute transformations? Whoops, I'm not going to right click on it. I don't want to do any kind of transformation, so I'm going to hit the little check icon, and it's going to go to work, and it's going to blend and do its thing, and you can see it filled the old area, and if I deselect, it sort of kind of blended her in, but it didn't do the best job. So that's the Content-Aware Move tool. You do have options like structure, which basically means the higher this number is, the more Photoshop can mess around with like the original structure of the photo, and the less, the more it's going to like preserve the integrity. But it seems like the lower this number is, generally speaking, the worse the blend and everything ends up coming out to be. Color, basically, the lower that is, the less it's going to mess around with the color. If you crank this all the way up to 10, all kinds of weird things happen. I've never really used that at 10 at all. And you can shut off the whole transform option if you don't want those transform handles to come up, which honestly, that's kind of the way I tend to roll. You also have the option to extend something. Now, this would be great like if you're trying to extend a skyscraper, make it much larger than maybe other skyscrapers around, or maybe make a limo or some kind of SUV, like a stretch limousine. I could see this being useful for something like that. But extend basically is going to copy what you select, but not get rid of the old bit, okay? So now we can sort of have, 3 versions of her. And again, in theory, Photoshop is going to blend, but you can see it really doesn't do a great blend job. And even if you just select the stone and just select the girl, it ends up biting into, like it would bite into her hair and shoulder, arms, hips, legs, the edges of the rock, everything, when it actually tries to blend this together. So in theory, the Content-Aware Move tool is a great idea. When you really start to use it, I'm not sure that it quite lives up to the hype and what it's supposed to do, but this is how you use it. Check it out. Try it for yourself. There's some images that it works really well on and others where it's an absolute train wreck, but for now, that's it. Get it? Got it? Good. Nathaniel Dodson, tutvid.com. I'll catch you in the next one.